pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It is Tuesday, August 13th, 2019. You are at the Mitchell County Board of Supervisors meeting at the Mitchell County Courthouse. It is 8:30 and it's time to start the meeting. We have in front of us an agenda. Is there any issues or corrections here? If not,
I so move that we accept the agenda as is.
Second.
I think we took everything off, yeah.
Barb has made a motion to approve the agenda. Stan has seconded. All in favor? Aye. Approve the minutes of the August 6th meeting and the claims. And I read through and I didn't see any issues.
I didn't either, so move.
Second.
Stan has made a motion. Barb has seconded. Roll call. Stan?
Aye.
Barb?
Aye.
Smollett, aye. We have approved the minutes and the claims. County Attorney General discussion. Mark, I'll let you have the floor.
Thank you. I'm just going to go through my pile in order here. I had gotten a letter from Risk Management Solutions, and Barb had gotten the same letter, and Greg Beaver had gotten the same letter, encouraging all of us to attend, and I was going to go down, ride down with Barb. But then I looked at my calendar and I see on that date, September 12th, I'm scheduled to be down in Mason City. They've got a VLP, Volunteer Lawyer Project. They've got a clinic down there, and I'm working that night down there, so I won't be able to make it. But
And I made the offer, if you have anything that you want to ask a question about, I'll take that for you.
Yeah, and I'll probably shoot an email to Carl telling him that I'm not coming and why. Stan, at least this looks like Stan's writing, had dropped off at our office a couple bankruptcy filings from incest. This has to do with opioid litigation, and I've been in contact with the law firm that's representing us on that litigation, and they say yes, that is involved in that, but no, you shouldn't file anything yet. We'll be in touch with you when we're going to file. So basically what's happened is the opioid company, that one of them that were in that lawsuit with, they filed for bankruptcy. So,
Okay.
so as soon as we get information from them on how we're supposed to file them, they said don't file anything until we tell you what to do.
When did this start?
This opioid litigation,
Yeah,
year and a half
Yeah,
ago.
something like that.
okay. Is that something I need to be updated a little bit on?
If you want to stop in sometime, I can tell you about
Okay.
it. Yep. On the redistricting map, is there anything that I need to be doing?
No. Basically, last Thursday night, we accepted one map, and we still have to do the precincts, if I'm not mistaken. And then we will set a date for a public hearing. And once we get through the public hearing, and if there's basically very few or no negative comments, we will probably be, well, not probably, we will be forwarding it to the Board of Supervisors for their approval. And each district ideally was supposed to have 2,155 people. And we could have a variance of 21 people. And we were supposed to not try to divide no, I can't even think of the right word.
Precincts.
townships. We
Okay.
weren't supposed to try to divide townships as little as possible in that. And so this gets to be somewhat.
It sounds really tricky.
It's not as bad as, I mean, you got a printout of how many people are in each census block and so on. It's more time consuming, but,
Well, it sounds like you all have worked hard on this.
yeah, there was a team effort, and in any event, why we picked one map, and myself personally, it's not ideal. I mean, you know, if you were really just trying to look at it for your own benefit, it's not ideal, but you have to go with the parameters, and so in any event, there's really nothing, I don't think, for you to do, Mark.
Okay. Then Steve had dropped off at our office this roofing proposal from Mason City Roofing. I don't know if you wanted to discuss that.
I guess your thoughts and opinions.
Well, just looking at it from my point of view, I'm assuming that we like to use local contractors if possible, but I'm assuming what happened is all the local.
We can't get anybody to bite.
That's what I was saying, that they're all too busy and none of them have bid. You know, I don't know if this is a reasonable price or not. I just, you know, that's not what I'm reviewing it for. I'm just reviewing it for what it says. You know, they're basically gonna replace the shingles, gonna replace everything, except if they get down and there's bad plywood, which there sure shouldn't be after this many years. But
We're worried that there may be a couple
Okay.
spots.
that's gonna be at $1.45 per square foot, and if they have to replace boards, that's $2.95 per linear board foot. So, but otherwise, the price of $58,066 includes everything. I don't know if that's a good price or not. I mean, I just don't.
I think I believe that it is a fair price.
I mean, the contract's about as straight, I wish everybody would do straightforward contracts like this instead of the 40 pagers we get from the architectural firms and everyone. You know, this just says this is how much it's gonna be. And if you want upgraded shingles, it's $8,500 more. Sign it and we'll do it.
So you would give your blessings then to that?
Well, if the price is good, yes. The contract itself, I'm just giving an opinion on whether the contract looks fine, and the contract itself looks fine. I'm assuming, you know, I've heard this name, Mason City Roofing, for quite a while. People don't stay in business if they're not doing a good job and they're overcharging people, so I'm assuming it's a fair and legitimate price. But I don't wanna make that call that says, yep, that's a fair price, and then somebody else says, well, wait a minute, Mark, that only should have cost you $30,000, not $58,000, so.
I would assume you could actually take your information down to Spahn and Rose, and they could probably give you
We did, that's where we first went.
I mean, but they could probably give you a reasonable estimate, is this a fair price or not?
Oh, I
Yeah.
see what you, yes. But the contract wise, you think is fair?
Contract wise, I'm not saying it's fair, I'm saying it's a good contract, it's a legal contract, it just says, this is the price. And if we have to do plywood, it's this much, if we have to do lumber, it's this much, it's very straightforward. So, yeah, the
Yeah.
contract, if the price is a good price, it's a good contract. If the
Thank you,
price
Mark.
isn't right, it's not a good contract.
Okay, well, that's kind of the information that I was looking for, and again, we'll do a little bit more discussion, and then we may bring this up to a meeting in the future. Thank you, Mark.
The only other thing I had, and I discussed this with Lowell a little bit, and Lowell and I both admit we don't know all the citizens of the county, but we received an autopsy report on a Richard Myers, M-Y-E-R-S. The reason, I'm not so concerned about the report, but since it was a state-ordered autopsy, the county of residency has to pay for it, and I don't recall a Richard Myers that was being, from Mitchell County that was being housed in Glenwood Resource Center. Ring a bell with anybody? So I think they sent it to the wrong county is what I think.
Wouldn't, Megan, that would be somebody that she would have been tracking if they were down at Glenwood, wouldn't it?
Think, but I don't know for sure.
I'll ask Megan.
That would
Last
make
thing I
sense.
wanna do is pay for an autopsy from somebody who's not from our county.
Yeah.
I think they sent it to the wrong county. That's all I have.
Okay, well, David just finally walked in here, and David, we've already had the discussion on the roofing, and Mark has gave his blessings on the contract itself. So,
Can I quick tell Mark something? You are aware that Mercy will no longer be doing the autopsies? So it's probably gonna cost us more yet too.
I know they were gonna, Board of Health was gonna come over here and meet and explain the new process, but then somebody was busy. I'm hoping they're still gonna come over sometime and go through the process, but yeah.
Yeah, the hospital was coming.
David, did you have anything you'd like to ask
So
county
we'll get
attorney?
that signed and sent in.
Well, we'll probably do a little more further discussion on it, and we'll, we probably have to approve it here as supervisors.
My only question, Dave, was, I said the contract itself looks fine, but I don't know if $58,000 is a fair price or if it's, I have no idea. You would know something, you would know that better than I would.
He suggested you could take it to Spon and Rose and just show them it. They could probably give you a good idea if it's fair and fair.
Okay.
Okay, Mark, thank you.
All right.
We'll let you get back to what you're doing.
I left it with Steve.
If you would like this, David. Anyways, moving on, Sheriff, right?
Could you go to Rich so I can talk to the
Yeah,
director?
we can do that. Rich likes the hot seat. Sure.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Not a lot to discuss. So what I've got, Stan, you brought up last week you want to discuss the generator. And so we might start off with,
I have the paperwork for that on my desk.
I guess the question is, what do you want to do with it? I know it's been going back and forth between, we were gonna take it and then
The
landfill was
landfill
gonna take it,
and
and
then they
then-
decided to go with a brand new and get
right.
new warranty.
So now we've got it set in here, and I think what Stan wanted, somebody
Well,
offered.
somebody did text me, and they only wanted to pay $300.
And that's just outrageously cheap.
Is it?
I'll give you
Well-
300, I'll give you $500
And
for
then
it.
you could sell it for more.
Oh, yeah. So,
No,
it's a low hour, I think it's a low hour unit, I don't know that it's ever been used, but, I think it probably should be, if we're not gonna use it, if nobody else in the county's gonna take it, it should go out for sealed bids, and hopefully you get a better, we can do a sealed bid with a minimum on it.
I think it was used once a month for the test.
To
they
test,
had to
right.
test
Yeah,
it
that's
every.
it.
Sure, but
Yeah.
as far as a load being put on it, I mean, it's,
Where do you advertise something like that?
you can do that locally.
I think if you wanted to spend a little bit of time and putting it on Craigslist under,
You could do Craigslist, you could do, well, we could do Purple Wave with some other equipment, but
Even Mitchell County,
If we did it under
Website is
Craigslist, it has an
free.
opportunity for locals to acquire it.
right, and you'd probably wanna put it, you'd probably wanna at least put it in the paper that you're selling it, so that everybody has the opportunity to do that. Now, I should look at some things, I know that I've got 2 dump trucks, motor graders to get rid of, and I know that getting this new equipment, I've already got a quote from the equipment dealers on what they wanna give me for the trucks. I don't know if the trucks are worth more than what they wanna offer me per truck right now, but I mean, I've still got a pickup and I've got, so we could probably put something together and do a sealed bid on a lot of stuff, or what I would do with my heavier equipment, and I know there might be some people local that want it, but what we've done in the past, not here, we've done it here trying to remember which county it was now. We've done not Purple Wave, maybe it was Purple Wave. We sold stuff on Purple Wave, and we got much better pricing going nationally.
Is that a free site or?
It's a free site to us.
Okay, I'm not aware of that
It's
one.
it's an auction site, online auction site, where the buyer pays an upcharge for
Would-
the,
Would we just have Rich,
But
the contact number for
if
this?
you want,
Just lump them together?
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's-
even,
it's all
even
individual
separately,
stuff.
but
You still got that
the same
silly,
contact source?
silly wastewater thing sitting in our yard yet too, that
Oh.
we're supposed to have gotten rid of, and it never ended up on Purple Wave. But if you want, why don't we just take possession of it at secondary roads, and we'll, if you guys are okay with, we'll handle the sale of it.
Might as well get going on that.
It's fine.
If that's what we have to do, let's get that accomplished.
Well, if
We
we've
have
got
to
other
have our-
stuff to get rid of, it might be easier just to get a bigger list of stuff to sell and go from there.
We need a resolution to give Rich the opportunity to do this, if
No,
not,
I think just consensus of the board would be.
I think that way we'll get
It's
it
still
moving
setting
on.
out there, isn't there? Isn't it? Is it still setting out there?
Yes,
We should probably get it pulled out and bring it in so that it stays out of the weather.
And what was the other thing you said needs sold? The
Oh,
water?
we've got 2 dump trucks, water grader,
No, the other
service
thing, the
truck, I'm
water,
sorry.
was it water treatment?
Oh, we've
it's
got
a-
a belt thickener, I think it
it's a
was from.
stainless steel frame,
Yeah,
it's quite an expensive unit.
it's an expensive unit, but it's
It's
really
right
worthless,
now,
it's outdated.
It's a stainless steel price is
But-
what it is.
right, so. Anyway, we'll go from there. Rock run, they're crushing out at the new Kapuzinski quarry, so that
The who?
the
They've started-
Kapuzinski quarry, that's south of the Wagner quarry. It's a new quarry they're opening
Oh.
up, so they're crushing there. I gave them an extra week to finish the rock run because we added about 20 more miles up where the wind towers are running. Added some more rock on there, so I gave them an extra week so they could catch up since I added more miles. And those more miles for the wind towers were somewhat of the verbal email agreement between myself and EDP on, and we talked about it last week, about a 50-50 split on the rock. So they're willing to pay half of the rock costs to put rock down on those roads. And then I'm still working with them. I've got to get some patching quotes for some damage in the roads. And then I emailed them yesterday, requested that the engineering firm that came and did a pre-video run of the hard service roads come back and do another video. I have some suspicion that there might be some stress roads out there that may have more damage than what the original video showed. But I want the same bird's eye view so I can really compare them. And they had a really high def video that you can push pause and see a lot of stuff. So I requested versus a cell phone camera, which is what they did on the gravel roads, which is a lot less detailed than we need, or we don't need that kind of detail on the gravel road. So, but I'm more worried about Kirkwood south of 465th, where I think there might be some additional damages there. But I want to see the video first. I want to be able to compare the two. I can go out and look at it with my eyes, but my eyes might be different than what the camera was picking up. So anyway, and then Merlin and I are working on the marathon detour signs right now. I think there's a meeting tonight. I'll attend that at the CRC. If my dates are correct. They're just having a volunteer meeting, but I'll go to that meeting and kind of give them an update too. That's in 2 weeks, I believe. So we're getting the detour stuff.
12 days.
Yeah. So, and then that 250,000 that was transferred, we're discussing and transferring. I contacted contacted Denko, who gave us the quote for the bridge repairs. They're only able to do a portion of it this year. Somebody either picked the big bridge over by Otrano or a multiple set of smaller bridges. They can only do so many square yards. So we'll pick something out. We'll probably get something done before fall on one section, and then later in the spring next year we'll get some other ones taken care of. So that's the direction we're gonna go now. And I've been busy spotting all of our concrete patching that we're looking to do sometime in the future. So we did have another. We had a bridge up on, let's see, Indigo, I think it was, just south of 480th. There's a series of 3 bridges on Indigo that were smaller than the 20-foot federal aid bridges, and I had been contacted by the engineering firm late Friday, that we're gonna have to restrict, the use of one of that bridge just south of 480th to about 5 feet off the edge. We got some bad pile there on that bridge, so we're also looking at gonna get those bridges replaced here in the next year or two, hopefully sooner rather than later. With everything that's stacking up in secondary roads for design and everything else, we'll see how fast we can fit it in. They're gonna have to be local projects, so we're gonna look at some rail car pipe options for that, so.
That'd be nice to get going on that though.
480th and what would be?
It's south of 480th on, I think it's Indigo, yeah, Indigo,
And Indigo, okay.
yeah. And I'm gonna have to contact EDP, we're gonna have to get some signs out there, at least to restrict part of the bridge. It's a 20, I think it's 22 or 23 feet wide, so restricting 5 feet still gives you one lane of traffic, so. We'll get that taken care of, and I'll talk to EDP, they were gonna use that for their runarounds, for their lighter loads, so. Anyway, that's what I've got for you this morning.
Anything for Rich?
Yep.
Yep.
I was at Stacyville last night for a REAP meeting, and the council up there explained that there must be about 25 spots they felt north of Stacyville. You know, that the concrete is a problem, and basically there's about 5 or 6 spots on the super slab, and then on 465th, there was a few more spots. Would you be able to, this year, be able to actually core those out and re-cement them? And
That's what we're working on. I mean, we're trying to get the locations figured out. I know roughly about what it costs per square yard to do it. Merlin and I have talked, and as we have time for the crew to go out and do what we can. Right now, it's the busy season for any concrete crew to try to get somebody in there and patch it. It's gonna be difficult, especially when everybody was so delayed with the rain and the wet spring this year. It's gonna be hard to pull somebody in. I did have somebody in my office and was curious about it too, but that's one of the things that we're trying to put together as a
I mean,
project.
is that something our people could do?
We can if we have the time to do it. That's the issue. And then trying to find somebody else to do it's gonna be pretty tough too, because everybody else is busy. We can look into it, but
Well, the other thing that would concern me, and would we be able to get some signage up to where even at night, I mean, we have the flashing signs and so on that says one lane, basically.
if we were doing it, yeah, we would do one lane, please alternate.
Because to let them drive on it too fast, I mean, again, on your concrete, you know, if it only sets 5-6 hours,
We use a hot mix to do that, though.
I understand, but still,
Depending on the timing, we would have the signs.
I would rather have a little more curing time as opposed to letting them drive on it, you know, 5 or 6 hours later.
The unfortunate thing about it is when we do it ourselves, we can only do 3, maybe 4 holes in a day, and then you gotta quit. You gotta
Right.
pour them so that the concrete can set for 3-4 hours.
Usually we use a hot mix that can get in there, and it's,
And,
But again, I'd rather have the signage overnight that if.
I got you, I know, I understand, yeah. That just, yeah, but like I said, we've got, not only with these concrete pop-ups, there's probably, you know, even with 465th going east and west, those roads have been, since they've been put down, have been not, you know, very, very little patching been done, so we've got years and years to make up on, so to try to do it all in 1 year is gonna be
Have,
difficult.
you
No, I
still
understand,
have those people doing the patching over by the landfill?
Yeah, they're still on,
sneaking in.
yep, Wicks
back
are
and
doing
forth.
it, they're in the middle of their paving, they were gonna, their contract to us was, we'll fit it in when we have time to fit it in, so they were able to fit some in prior to their major paving. I'm gonna guess they're gonna be able to get some of it yet this fall, whether they get it all, I don't know, but they still have those to complete yet. So,
Okay, yeah, cause we had some disgruntled people here this spring, as you
Yep.
remember.
Yep.
They haven't forgot.
Oh, and we haven't forgotten either, we're gonna get them, we've got a lot of patching to do. There's, the more I put on the map, the uglier the map looks.
And it's hard for you to pull people off of their job that they're doing now, because.
Well, when you consider we could do it with a smaller group, but we still have traffic control, you got flaggers, we gotta keep people safe.
The
and-
thing of it is
It's
we're,
planning.
you know, with, out of 14 bodies you can get, that leaves nothing else going on.
Right.
So-
You understand, you understand that idea.
Well, and I understand that there's a retirement on the 31st of October.
I've only heard rumors, I haven't had anything.
I got it from the horse's mouth last
Well,
night.
the horse's mouth hasn't told me, so.
Well, the horse said he was indicating it to the barn keeper.
The barn keepers.
Have you received a lot of applications?
I don't know what you mean by a lot, but we've received probably half a dozen.
That's it, okay.
But we've still got some time yet, and usually they file in later towards the deadline, so.
Okay, well, hopefully,
Yeah, I think we've got, what we have in there, I think we've got a couple prospects, I guess.
good, that's,
They're all gonna be, they're all gonna be green, no matter what we get,
how's the
so.
saying, strong back and a weak mind? So, anyways, thank you, Richard,
All
and
right.
we have nothing else for you. You
Okay,
have a good day.
you too.
Sheriff.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Good morning.
Don't think I have a whole lot for you since I was here last. We have 3 in jail, 1 Floyd County inmate, 2 of our own. Got deputies upstairs this morning, court service day. Rich,
Yes, sir.
were you called on the crash on
I
Saturday?
was not, I was gonna ask you about what.
Well, you can go up
It
there.
sounded like it was high speed, right?
Well, it looks like it, but you can go up and see the crash scene. It's pretty long, so just do what you gotta do.
All right,
But you'll see it, just west side of the bridge on 430th.
okay.
Can't
Sounded
miss
like, was it a eastbound or westbound? I can't remember which way they were
Yeah,
going.
eastbound.
They were going eastbound.
Yeah.
It wasn't-
But you'll see the marks on the road.
Okay.
So check that out, whatever you gotta do.
All right,
Otherwise, guys have been busy. Cases in Orchard and around the county, so I don't have anything more than that unless you guys do. One thing I do wanna make you aware of, the phone system in the jail is 20 years old, just like the jail. Used to be able to make money on it. It's the company's called Securus. They, over time, they just erode away the fees that they return to you. So we're gonna get rid of their system. Gonna go with a system out of North Dakota, it's called Reliance. Essentially what it does is allows inmates to text message and video conference family members, so you won't have as many family members coming into the jail for visits. And then we make 30% off every text message, and it's like 19 cents a minute for them to text. So that's happening, there's no cost to the county to do that from the company. They come in and they make their money off the inmates, just like we do. So I reached out to OMU and thought maybe we could keep it local, but nobody got back to me on that one, so we moved forward.
What do you get at cents a minute?
I think it's 19 cents that they're charged per minute or whatever. So we'll make some money off our phone system. So that's happening now. A lot of it's already installed, but some of the updates still has to occur. But really, there's nothing too earth-shattering going on next door. We're just going away.
Now, apparently when you're incarcerated, you don't get your cell phone and your,
Right.
okay.
First call's on us, and after that, they have to call collect, and that doesn't always work for them. And if they can't, they have to put money essentially on an account in order to be able to activate a smartphone or a text messaging machine. So if they don't have any money, they don't have that option. But typically, they can find money to communicate with family members, so they have to put it on an account through the phone company. We don't handle any of that. We just get a check every month from the phone company.
I didn't know they had such a thing, that's pretty cool.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, so. I checked some of the area counties are using this company and really like it, so.
You said out of Dakota?
North Dakota.
Yeah, I was over there the other day when somebody was crawling around in the rafters and Dave was
Yeah.
chasing back and forth.
So we're trying to stay up to speed on that stuff and
Okay.
make as much money as we can when we can, and still have a good service for the inmates. If they're happy, then it makes it easier on staff.
Still getting some referrals on your sign by St. Ansgar?
Yeah, no, you know, it's like, you know, somebody listed a new house and everybody goes and looks, and over time it kind of, but yeah, the phone still rings on occasion. Yeah.
So you're basically pleased with the results?
Oh, yeah, yeah, no harm can come from that message.
Yeah.
So,
Do we have any other comments or questions for Sheriff?
and I plan on being on the, in Tama on the 12th, so I got signed up already, I'll run down to that.
Just a housekeeping thing. When you shut the door there from this side, we can't get back into our office without a key.
Well, I'll have to let you in then. I came back through, it must have closed it.
No, I mean, when you're on the other side,
Yeah.
you can, but on this side, you can't,
Well,
and I never
you
carry
just
my
have
key.
to
I
walk
never
around.
carry, well, I know it, but I never carry my keys.
We need the extras.
I got you.
If the phone rings and that, why,
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's all I have.
We
Unless
can't hear
folks
it.
here have something for me.
I guess I have nothing.
All
So,
right.
thank you, Sheriff. Have
You're
a
welcome.
quiet week.
yep,
You
thank
guys
you.
too.
Okay. Moving on.
Jeff Heil was coming today, wasn't he?
Nope.
Oh, he wasn't, okay.
Resolution authorizing and approving a certain loan agreement providing the issuance of $1,610,000 general obligation county urban renewal bonds. This is a series 2019A, providing for the levy of taxes to pay the same. So, is there any more to this, Lowell, that I need to bring up?
I don't think so. It's just kind of the next step and we'll out and get it on the 30th.
We've already discussed it plenty.
Yeah, you had your public hearing.
The only question that has arisen is both pages, on the very first page, it says for minutes to provide for the issuance of bonds, and then it's the number 448849-23. And that's the same issue for the 1.6 million and the 2 million.
Is there a difference there, Lowell? Would there be a difference?
So it's probably
Oh.
a number off.
Well, where are you reading that, Stan?
I'm front,
Right. Oh,
towards the top.
Our question is right here, this number is the same. Even though this is for the taxable and this is for the non-tax.
No, that's a number from that bond council would have put on there.
and we just wanted to make sure that,
I guess I don't know what that number would mean, but
And maybe they use the same number for the whole thing, I don't know.
you know. Not sure what that's the number they put on there.
so moved to approve.
Stanley has made a motion,
Second,
Barb has made a motion, roll call, Stanley,
Aye.
Barb,
aye.
Smolik, aye. Moving on down, resolution authorizing and approving a certain loan agreement providing for the issuance of $2 million taxable general obligation county urban renewal series 2019B and providing for the levy of taxes to pay the same. So I guess there's a difference because the one above is 2019A and this one is 2019B. So,
And the second one is taxable.
and yes, correct. So, do we have any motions?
I'll also move.
Barb has made a
Yeah.
motion.
Yeah, make sure you,
Second?
the correct
Stanley
one.
has made a motion. Roll call, Barb,
Aye.
Stanley,
Aye.
Smolik, nay. So, these have both been approved. be it then for this Lowell. Other than my signing that, we will move on. Approved fireworks permit. And this permit is apparently for Derek and Jessica Balsley, and that's gonna be in their pasture on 305 North Randolph and Mitchell. So,
Again, is that in the town of Mitchell?
physical address is 7, well, I guess that would be for flashing under, no. They're on,
Randall.
It's in a pasture north.
it's, yeah. Any other discussion on that?
So move.
Second.
Stanley has made a motion, Barb has seconded. Roll call, Stanley,
Aye.
Barb,
Aye.
Smollett, aye. So we have approved the fireworks permit for Derek and Jessica Balsley. Moving on, items of note, meetings attended. Barb,
Some county social services, actually, it was a staff meeting, but because I missed that last one, I went down just for the HIPAA part training. And there was one thing they pointed out that I thought I would bring back for Casey, is they mentioned that instead of forwarding to you an email that we suspected was a scam, that perhaps we should take a screenshot of it and send that way. It's supposedly safer.
Yeah, it just would, that works too, or just call me and I can come look at it. on the
Okay,
computer.
I'd probably do that.
Yeah, that's probably
Be
easier
on the safe side.
if I'm in the building, just to look at it.
And that's
and
all I
so
have.
that's it. Stanley, how about you?
Basically, I told you about our redistricting meeting last Thursday night, and maps are available if you want to see them. Like you say, we'll be holding a public hearing in a few weeks, and yesterday afternoon, I had the NICOG meeting, and basically, the main thing on the agenda was insurance. And we decided to stay at the $2 million general liability. And we did not decide to, I forget what they call that supplemental cap that could have been raised. But we decided again to stay at the 2 million. Joe Myrie had talked to the various other COGs throughout the state, and almost all of them were at the 2 million except for one that was at the 5 million. And so part of the same conversation was what we have had in the past. Chances are very good most of these people are, whatever you have for insurance, that's what they're gonna try to sue for. Because then attorneys can just get together, work it out. You sue for more than the amount of money, then you have to go to court and actually prove that, and most of them don't want to do that. And so if you're going to have a $5, $6, $7 million policy, you figure on you're going to pay a lot more, and they're just going to sue you for more.
I learned that at Heartland meetings, yeah, that's basically what happened.
Yeah, and so in any event, we stayed at the 2 million, and then last night I had REAP, first time in I don't know how many years we've actually met as a committee. City of Stacyville wanted to apply for REAP funds from the REAP account from the state for park improvements there at Stacyville. And that was for $50,000 is what they were asking for. And there were no negative comments at that meeting. And we approved it, and onward and forward.
Okay. That was your meeting then, Stanley?
Yep.
Okay, well, I had a meeting with Valent last Friday. And I'm sorry that they give me information that they're trying out a DF and I did not ask the technical term for what DF stood for an hour, and it works. This is for, and he uses air, and this is what makes cleans the water a little bit before their water goes into the sewer system and comes into Osage or into the city's sewer. Discussing on the reasoning why they're pretty sure that the cleaning chemicals that they use in cleaning the plant from when they change from one batch to another or change making one product is what's killing the germs, and the germs are what keeps the activation going in their system. But they're pretty sure that's what's killing the germs in the tank. So that's their big problem, and that's why they always have to keep adding some old sludge to keep reactivating the little bugs in the.
So they don't want it all killed, you're saying?
No, you want your
Okay.
bugs. The bugs
All
are
right,
what's
that's what I thought,
keeping
but
things
The way
going.
you worded it,
And
right?
the chemicals that they're using in cleaning process is what's harming them bugs. Anyways, their scrubber is on hold. They are going to start it up in the first week in September. And that's when all the techs and everybody, it's just like at the county, people are on vacation or this is going on. So their main techs for the people that are working on the scrubber, they're not all available to be there once they get that going. And they have been hauling sludge, so I guess that what they've been doing has been right or good. There is less stench coming from the place, and they do have that afterburner or whatever going, cleaning, burning off some of the stink. So they are getting better because we haven't had as much smell. Have you noticed it, Crystal, was bad?
I drove past there 2 nights ago, and it was pretty bad, but that was close to the building. Once I got past it, you can smell
Yeah.
it.
I
See,
I
they're-
still smell it, but not as often.
They're still hauling the sludge though. And
All right, so you're
when
gonna
they're
smell
stirring things up, when they're doing the sludge, you're probably gonna get away. But they're trying to get things emptied out as fast as they can while they have the chance, because you never know when Mother Nature's gonna open up and stop that from happening. Their sludge is going up to Stacyville, being hauled clear up north of Stacyville, so it's not being spread locally here around town. And other than that, I guess here a couple meetings back, I brought up the attention that the fellow bringing in the scrubber, he got a knock on the noggin. Anyways, he's okay, nothing serious, and he was allowed to drive the truck home the next day, but he got a pretty good thump on the coconut. But he's safe. Anyways, that was the end of that meeting, so moving on, manure management plan updates.
Larry Beeson, 2090 State Line Street, Stacyville. Maple Lawn Pork LLC, 2020 490th Street, St. Ansgar. ProNut Farms Incorporated, 4950 Primrose Avenue, Stacyville. And Daniel Showalter, 1833 500th Street, St. Ansgar.
Okay, thank you, Lowell. All we have left is public comments. Crystal or Charlie? Shaking your heads no? Well, if we don't have any more comments, I guess we'll call this meeting